something that probably a lot of viewers know something about, or know somebody that's been affected by this particular ailment, and that is kidney stones and gallstones. And I know you're probably thinking, well, you're going to get up and turn off now. Don't turn off. Have a listen to what these guys have to say, because these esteemed gentlemen... What is that up there? Is that the voice? I can hear a lot of...
Boys, how are we?
Very good, thanks, the voice. I can hear a lot of screaming going on up there.
It's Jonesy's bloody missus again. She won't leave us alone.
She's floated in. We have the voice upstairs. I'm sorry, I forgot to admitted to tell you about the voice. It's just that he's upstairs and we don't get to see him that much. And tonight we're going to... Don't turn off, because we're going to talk about gallstones. And it's gallstones?
Yes.
Yeah, and kidney stones. Now... It's
Somebody's starting to sort into somebody already up there.
Gallstones. That's a condition whereby you have a blockage. Is that right? What actually happens?
We have a blockage in the gallbladder, which can
the
cause
gallbladder.
Excruciating pain.
Okay. When you say a blockage, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a clot or something, or what happens?
It actually blocks up your pipes. So stops you from going to the toilet. And,
yeah, on a previous show, hadn't you said something about being disgusting, but in the wee and the...
Yeah,
that's right.
It froths up and...
It froths up.
Yeah, yes it does.
Okay, so what happens is it's a stone, is it?
Yes, I actually brought some in to show you.
Some you've prepared earlier. It's rice-a-riso.
Yes.
So these are
the stones that actually were extracted out. And,
out of your very good self.
It's like screenings to me.
Now the voice, this is a serious... Actually, the voice, have you been involved in this particular ailment yourself?
Yeah, I've got gallstones.
Have you really?
I've got a lot of gall.
Maybe, well, you'd have to have some. But these here, these are the sort of stones that we're talking about, are they?
Yes, that's right.
I'd always imagine they were like round balls or something like that. The stones would be round. They're not necessarily round.
That's what you find on your driveway. The same thing.
Yeah. Okay. And if you get those and you do that and they disappear and then they come out your ear.
How did you do that?
Well, no, is it? Do they look like this?
Yeah, they do. They actually
They seriously do.
Yeah, they're blue and yeah.
Okay. And these live in your gallbladder.
That's right.
And that is that your bladder basically, is it?
No, the gallbladder actually sits underneath your liver.
I'm ignorant, viewers, when it comes to this topic.
Yep.
So I'd like to be educated.
Right.
By Giuseppe here. Yeah, go on.
It sits under the liver, the gallbladder, and just it's like a reservoir of crap. Yeah.
For crap for what? I mean, I thought your bladder was the reservoir for crap. Like, isn't that where
Oh well, it originates from the liver, so it's actually giving off.
No, the kidney's got all that waste. It's got to.
No, I think you're wrong.
Yeah?
The
kidneys. No, really?
That's right. We should have had a doctor. The voice, do you know anything about these medical...
Yes.
Yeah,
the
really?
kidneys actually filtrate the water and turns it into pee.
When you say the water, you're talking about you drink a bottle of beer,
Yeah, exactly.
and the kidneys filtrate the beer.
That's it.
And turns it into pee.
Wee-wees.
Okay, well then what's the purpose of the gallbladder?
The pee is all the stuff that the body can't use, so it extracts that.
The gallbladder produces gall that helps break down fats in your food.
Gall.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it turns into Mr. Plop Plop.
Oh, okay, so the gallbladder turns into Mr. Plop Plop.
Correct.
And so then if you get gallstones, then why does that stop you from doing Plop Plop and not wee wee?
Plop Plop.
How does it all work, the voice?
I'm not a doctor.
Well, what'd you bloody say
You
for?
asked me, you idiot.
Actually, I've got a bit of a demo. I can show you something that I whipped up.
Jonesy's brought in a demo.
No, I did. I whipped up.
This is something that came out of you, did it?
Well, look, I brought this along because it's the best demonstration I can show of what happens.
This is before they used ultrasound to get rid of the stone.
This is before.
What is that?
Listen, boys, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. That's your kidney.
You've been through the ringer on this, haven't you, Jonesy?
I have, mate, and believe me, that's how long it is. That's how long that ringer is inside you.
The kidney, hang on,
Yeah.
Which one's the kidney?
That's your kidney.
That's the kidney out
right?
there.
That's not the
Looks
kidney.
like a
You know what that
That's definitely not the kidney, right?
That's the
that
wee
part
wee
there,
thing.
That part there, viewers, is definitely not the kidney. That's your kidney.
That's your cock.
There's your... Well,
Isn't that the medical term for it?
I was going to say
Penis
something.
erecti.
And if you shut the cock, nothing comes out.
Exactly. Now, when up here, when things get caught, the stuff just doesn't go down anymore, right? So what you do, you give me one of those stones again.
Yep,
See,
there you go.
if you put that stone in there, that's definitely not going to go down there, right?
Okay, and this is exactly what's going on.
That's exactly
Yeah?
what happens, right? That sits in there, says, I'm not going down there, so therefore they get the laser and they start blasting that, because then that will go down there in pieces, and then it will go down to the,
Okay.
like you said, the cock.
Yes.
Like you said, the cock. And then it comes out.
Well,
and it comes
I
out
only
of that
referred to it as a
in
cock
pieces.
because you were calling it the wee thing or whatever, and you're making me violently ill. You know, but that looks like about how big your cock would be. Now, Jack, you actually were misdiagnosed, is that right?
I was, yeah.
And you were diagnosed as having 12th rib syndrome, which is
right.
where they basically say, oh, well, we don't know what's wrong with you, so what we'll do is we'll just take ribs. They take ribs
Yeah,
out of your rib
This
cage.
much out of two of my ribs.
Okay, and what sort of effects can that have in the long term by not having ribs?
Well, if someone punches you in the ribs, you can die.
Okay, so
Don't
12th
punch me in the ribs.
12th rib syndrome. Now,
Not told anyone.
yeah, okay. So 12th rib syndrome, they said it's not that.
They said it's not that.
Apparently, you went to a few witch doctors and
I
that.
did. I went
As
to
in, like this went
urologist,
on for 11 years.
4.
Oh, 4 years. Oh, sorry.
Well,
I've been telling everyone this story about this guy that's had this kidney stones for 11 years and 4 years. Okay, yep, go on.
4 years, and the first time they found a stone, they blasted that. And the second
Was there bloody
time,
cats in the studio? Can you hear that?
Bring the Chinese shop up. Get rid of them.
That's what they must have used in those.
Today's cat, tomorrow's dim sim.
I have no comment about that, the voice, and I'm ready to take your advice.
No worries. Anyway, the second time I had the pains and that, and they said, well, it can't be another kidney stone, it must be the 12th rib syndrome.
Yes.
So they proceeded to cut 2 of my ribs out, and it wasn't that. I went to another specialist, and he said, no, you got another kidney stone.
Yeah, puss.
Okay, so
Under the machines.
with his dick and that puss, you've got another kidney stone.
When you put a dick and a puss together, you get a kidney
Okay,
stone.
all right. Actually, don't you get these kidney stones by failing to induce many liquids?
That's right.
Are you supposed you're supposed
That's
to drink?
one way. They're not really sure what causes them, but if you don't drink a lot of water,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you do.
What about alcohol?
Alcohol is good.
It's good, but okay, we're going to have a lot of kids watching the show. Now you're saying alcohol's
Alcohol
good.
is good, especially if you're in pain. Drink lots of alcohol.
It's better than aspirin.
Oh, that's got to be good advice. Obviously, that's the end of our G rating, especially with
seriously, drink
your
lots of
alcohol and
fluids. Lots of
his
fluids.
and that. That's all.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of fluids to flush it away to stop the because a stone is a calcium buildup. So if you can
Jesus,
get lots of
stuff
fluid
up
through
here,
there,
mate, I'll tell you.
you actually can minimise the buildup of the calcium, which is the stone.
The stone is made of calcium,
Calcium.
and like that's what your bones are made of, isn't it?
Yeah.
But brushing the teeth won't help.
Swallow the
Not with the
toothpaste.
calcium, no.
You just eat
try brushing your
toothpaste.
teeth
Well, at least the stones will be nice and shiny and strong, and reduce tartar build-up on your
They'll be
stones.
smooth too.
Help you to pass them better.
Yeah, you've hit it.
And
So-
they won't hurt when they pass because there'll be no jagged edges. If they're
So,
nice and smooth.
for the viewers, now can we get we've got all of us on shot here. We get Jonesy's thingy.
What's that other thing you've got over there?
Oh, that's one I passed last week.
And you should have seen the
I
look on
knew
his
he was
face.
a horse.
You were on the toilet for a long time.
Did it come out sideways?
How long did it take you to pass?
We've got to drink a lot of olive oil, and that helps. The olive oil helps because it makes it nice and
I mean, imagine how big Jonesy's cock must be to pass a stone that big.
Oh, thanks very much.
I mean, it's got to be.
I heard they had to use a porta power to widen it up so you get that through.
Yeah, that's right. So, what happens, right, is in reality, is they you can't pass the stone because how wide is the actual tube that goes off to the coccolectomy?
That's it, mate. That's the tube.
Is
that like an aneupectomy?
Is that the actual tube?
That's the actual tube, mate. That was removed.
No, but
I don't have one anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
What a dig.
Basically, you just wet yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's it. You just
got a hole in your belly and just open it up, and you just pee all over the place.
It comes out everywhere.
That's all.
That's a colossal
Okay,
bag.
so that's the size of the
tube.
tube. Okay, well, look, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break, viewers, and we'll come back in a second because what we'll do is we'll talk about a number of things, and one of them is the pain associated with it, and apparently I've heard that it's, well, I haven't experienced it, but the fine gentlemen that surround me, and you're all looking at me funny. The fine gentlemen that are here will be testament to the fact that the pain is absolutely excruciating. So when we come back in a second, we'll talk about that pain and talk about how you can alleviate some of it with drugs and alcohol.
With alcohol.
That's it. Okay, stay tuned. We'll be back. Welcome back to Jonesy's House of Horrors. We're talking about kidney stones and gallstones, and you've already met our special guest. In case you've just tuned in, these gentlemen here are all sufferers of the pain of kidney and gallstones. Giuseppe here, the gallstone,
Yes.
and Jack and Jonesy, the kidney stone. Now we talk about this being a stone that's trying to pass. Jonesy, you want to do that demonstration again about the stone going through the tube?
There it is. There's the tube. That's the tube that comes from the kidney, and that's Jack's pushing, trying to push that.
Okay, so
it's just not going to go.
that tube's how wide?
That's what, 5 mil, 6 mil.
5 mil.
That's the.
Do you concur with that?
Yes.
Okay, fine. 5 mil, and the stone can be up to what diameter? You've brought one in.
Yeah.
As big as that.
No,
There you
you've
go.
brought one in there. Can you show the
we're
viewers?
looking
Hold it up to the camera. To the camera over there.
Quite large.
Yep. So,
That ain't going to pass.
It's not.
so the voice.
I'm stunned.
Save us.
I'm stunned.
So no, but sorry, viewers.
It's more like a kidney than a stone.
We're mucking around. We found that outside. That's
tell.
but this is a real one.
That's about the size
This is
of
a real
your
one, viewers. So okay, now that stone can't be passed. Now, can they remove it surgically?
Well, they can't surgically. Oh, they could.
can.
In the old days, they could, and they cut you open, and then it took forever to
okay.
heal.
So they cut your kidney open. They pull the
Damage
stone
the
out.
kidney too, so they don't like to do it with surgery.
Because,
They
you know,
like
they've
to
got
cut it
blades and things, and
Ah,
blood comes
okay.
out, and then people
off.
faint.
They can
you know,
ruin the
all
kidney,
that.
and then the whole kidney
Okay.
come out.
Okay, so instead of cutting the kidney open and removing it that way, they would, you said blast it
Blast it
with
with-
lasers or
Ultrasound.
ultrasound. So
Ultrasound.
what is that?
It's
For the viewers at home, now I know what it is.
it's a shockwave basically directed right at the stone, and they just throw the shockwave at
It was a bit early, wasn't he?
A shockwave, you
Yeah,
say?
this is the second show.
it. Shattered.
Okay, yeah. That's the second chair where the set's going to fall over again. Okay, so it's a shockwave that shatters a stone,
Shatters it into tiny little
tiny pieces, and then
which
you...
can go through there.
Yes, okay, yep. Who let the dogs out?
That's a hot dog.
And after it goes through there, where's it go through, Jack?
It goes.
Does that actually go all the way through? Let's have a look.
I think it does, actually.
Let's have a look at that.
But when it gets down the other end,
Okay. So, what? God, that's deafening, isn't it? It is. The stones passing.
let me tell you something really, really excruciating.
Interesting. No,
Yes,
yeah.
no, it's excruciating because, in fact, if they can't get those stones out early enough, they like to put a tube up there.
Like you just did.
That's
there.
exactly right. Apparently, if they can't get the stones out,
They're going to
because the blockage is the stone's blocking the tube, right? So you basically your system shuts down, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
It's excruciating
That's
pain.
right, excruciating.
So what they have to do is they have to somehow allow the fluids to keep draining.
Yes.
So if they can't unblock the tube fast enough, what they do is they come in with another tube from this side.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, viewers, so you got that? They come in with another tube from this side. And, they call in a $20 hooker who comes in with a tube from this side, and they actually, that tube, and they shove that up until it comes
It goes into
up through here,
It's like a cat.
and therefore, that at the end of that tube, it's got like a loop.
Sieve.
A loop, has
Like
it?
a sieve in there.
Okay,
A sieve
like
in
a
there,
sieve,
the
so
water
that
drains out.
the stones are pushed to the side,
Yeah.
so that the fluids can drain.
That's it,
Now,
what happens.
now Jonesy, I don't know whether you've had that tube inserted, and I don't know whether you have. You have, Jack.
Yep, I have.
Tell me about it.
Very painful.
Not the details about it, other than. Are you awake when they do it?
No, I asked to be knocked out because I don't want anyone shoving anything out
That's
there
right.
while I'm awake.
That's right, and apparently half the nurses asked to be knocked out as well because when they
Well,
saw what you had to
what
offer, they had to have therapy sessions.
So did I.
No, yeah, go on.
Yeah, and it's very uncomfortable. Once it's in there,
The tube,
the tube,
yeah.
yep, it feels like you have to go all the time. Even though you've just been, it feels like you continuously want to go to the toilet. And you go there and...
I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that.
Okay, so it feels like you continuously want to go to the toilet.
That's right,
So
very uncomfortable.
okay,
Don't get
so
put in.
let's say you do go to the toilet and then you finish, and then you're going to catch a train, let's
3:05 to
say,
sunshine.
and all of a sudden you feel like you want to go again.
You feel, as
But-
soon as you step out of the toilet, you feel like you want to go.
Okay, but don't you get to the point like crying wolf, like you feel like you want to go but you don't go, so in the end you just don't bother going, and then
how
you're
would
there
you-
and
And that's right. And you just sit
Yeah, but
there.
how would you be with this tube stuck up like that and your thing's just going like this all the time? I mean, you'd be walking around and pointing directions.
what's the tube
Left,
made of?
Right.
Plastic.
Okay, plastic.
It's another
Okay,
plastic tube.
I thought it was made of a steel bar for the demonstration you just showed me, but I think you've got that confused with some other thing.
Oh, baby.
Okay, how baby. So the tube, now Jonesy, you've had the tube inserted as well.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what happens once they insert the tube? Doesn't like the inside of your penis, your coccolectomy, doesn't it all like grow and attach to the tube like over a while? So when they're pulling, because don't they rip it out? Isn't it like a band-aid? And they just sort of you stand there and they sort of hold you like this, and then they grab this thing and they're going, "You ready? 1, 2," and then they pull this thing out, and your eyes. Isn't that what happens?
That's right.
Come on, tell us. I don't know.
Well,
I
have you
want to
seen
know.
the mask?
Not the bloody mask again. Could you shut up about the mask? It's all your fault. You're his mate.
He came by himself.
Yeah,
I
go on.
don't talk about the mask. The
Yeah.
woman that was talking about it.
That's right.
But no, the eyes pop out because like the surgeon, he's got to go and play golf in 5 minutes. So he's got a pair of pliers and he's whipped it out. That quick, everyone's gone flying. And the fact is that it's so quick that you just about faint when he pulls it out.
Were you awake during it?
I was.
You were awake during the removal of the
During
tube.
removal. He says this won't hurt him
He's
a
a brave
bit.
man. Yeah, he's a liar.
Okay. So you've had a tube, you've had it removed. You've had a tube and had it removed.
Oh, yeah.
Giuseppe, tell us about your tubular experience.
Well, I didn't have a tube.
Talking about baby, I've been told. Sorry, we'll
No.
get back to you in a
Yeah,
sec,
that's
Giuseppe.
right.
I hate to ignore you here. But I've been told by somebody quite knowledgeable that having the tube in, or having kidney stones is just as is the
Just
same
as-
experience for a woman having a baby.
It's the same amount of pain.
Same amount of pain. Okay.
I don't know what it feels like to have a baby, but I know what it feels like to have a stone. And
Well,
it's
if you had
pretty
passed
painful.
a stone as big as the one Jonesy brought in, then you would know. Now, Giuseppe,
Yes.
That's having an
you
elephant.
didn't have the tube inserted.
No.
You had a very quick. Didn't you go in and get the thing cut out or something?
They got inside and they whipped it out. So they The
And
doctor got his.
Okay, you sure you didn't whip it out?
The doctor pulled out his tools.
And you whipped it out.
They came out the wrong way.
He sure did. No, okay. Was it like an ultra-tune thing? Was it like was that him turning up? He just rolled up at your front door and pulled out his tools.
Yes. And laid on the couch and.
No, really? You went to hospital or?
Yeah, went to hospital.
Okay, and what happened? Tell us the experience. I want to know the gory details.
Basically,
That bloody train again.
Oh shit! I just got a cramp. Go on.
That's next week.
Okay.
Where's that bloody cat? I gotta get the cat.
Oh, that was painful. Okay, ready. I'm ready. I am ready.
basically, he knocks you out,
Okay.
and
He does a nester on you, does he?
he doesn't
Okay.
nest you yet, and you're knocked out cold.
Yep. You were asleep for the
Yeah,
duration.
don't know what's going on,
Yep.
and they just basically pump your stomach up with gas.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Okay, pump your stomach up with gas.
Gas, yep. Blow it up.
They put a red suit on you. And send you over to mine.
They put a pinhole in you and you blow up in the air.
It bursts and then it goes pop and everything comes out. You get more than gallstones out that
I never thought my shoes would dry. Go on.
And if I can borrow you this pen,
Yep.
actually,
Yep. If you could do a demo.
Don't
Yep.
draw on the desk.
all right. And then they get an incision, and the stomach's blown,
A circular incision they make.
and they just went stab right into the stomach, and all the gas just went.
So I told you, they tie a rope to you just in case it didn't fly away.
way. And then it just pops out like that.
It's bullshit. That's not what happened.
No, that's what happened.
Nah, they pump your stomach up.
They pump it up,
Yeah.
and they get the doctor has his tool, and he punches the stomach.
What, are you serious?
I'm serious. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
punches into the stomach,
Yeah.
and then fondles his way in through your gizzards, and until he finds where.
I think I'm working with a
I know you've been fair income.
And then, can I just have that rock there? And this is the gallbladder, so he grabs it and then munches it all up and then feeds it out through the hole again.
Wrong hole.
Hey Mickey, the elephant's just done a big Mr. Plop Plop.
That looks like. Is it? I don't even know whether you're serious or not.
No, that's serious.
Okay, I'm gonna get back over to this side of the room because at least with the dicky and the,
But really,
I could see what was going on.
there are other methods, aren't there, of removing the stones?
Yeah, they can saw you in half and then extract it.
That's going too far. They wouldn't saw you in
I think
half.
we're going off the track.
They
We're
saw
not
you
talking
in
about
thirds.
Been watching those Houdini shows, I think.
Stapled him back together.
Where is that sound effect?
Is that any good help?
There it is. They opened you up and a box of turds flew out.
They can actually pump him out too.
Okay.
They pump them out.
Pump them out. And would you fly out your mouth?
They might demonstrate that.
that's
stones. I'll just demonstrate that.
Just
As we
demonstrate.
go. Yeah.
This is
This is what the doctor would do here.
okay.
A deep breath and then whoop.
That's it, we got him all success.
Oh well.
Here we
Look, I really, I think that we've covered just about everything in this show.
I think it's been too much.
I think yeah.
Too much coverage. Too much information.
Our special guests have really gone too far this
That's
time.
right.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'd like to
Thanks for
to
your
thank
hospitality.
our good friend here, Giuseppe.
Anybody want a hot dog?
So we got any applause up there? Hello,
Hello.
our good friend Giuseppe.
I think it's the machine's going.
Well, never mind. Thank you very much. We've got a studio audience here, so thank you to the studio audience. And we'd like to thank Jonesy and also Jack, and we'll catch you next week for another edition of NAG, and see you then. Thank you very much. Good night.